Game of guessing numbers. Now, the strange and unusual things you're about to see are the clues to the answers of our questions. Now, here we have a fire truck. So I'll tell you what, play along with our couples and see if you can come up with the answers on It Takes Two. Now, wet and wild is not necessarily a catchphrase on our... Kevin, how long have you been in the fire business?
11 years, Dick.
Now, why is that trembling? Why is that making this...
There's a lot of power behind this little stream of water.
Oh, then don't tell me too much. I'll give you a little demonstration. I think, Brian, it's time for you and I to step behind Kip. Oh, wait, I forgot to say hello to Nene. Nene?
Stay there, babe.
All right. We are ready to go. Kevin, I'm out of the way. Brian's coming behind you. Let it rip. All right, now, couples, the water pressure of a fire hose is 100 pounds per square inch. A lot of water comes out of that hose. Here's your question. How many... Hold. Those are the couples who are playing today. Couples, separate. Write down your answers. You're going to answer that question and do it independently. We're going to average each of the couple's answers together. The couple whose answers come closest to the correct answer, whether it's higher or lower, wins. And I'll see you in just a minute, in a few moments.
The man who has all the answers.
Oh, beautiful dog, beautiful fire truck, beautiful day. A moment ago, I asked our three teams, how many gallons of water does our fire truck hold? And our team members have written down their answers, and we'll see what their averages are. Let's say hello to Karen and Diana. Which one of you two is the skydiver?
That one's me. Her.
Why?
Well, I work in an office all day. I've got to do something.
You do this a lot?
Actually, I've done it 4 times.
Enough
So...
said. You live on the edge. The other lady loves sushi. So I say you...
Sushi.
Sushi?
Yes.
Say that 5 times fast.
Mm-hmm.
No, in the meantime, tell me how many gallons of water that fire truck's holding out there, Karen.
Well, I'm going to say about 10,000 gallons because my pool holds about 30,000, and I guess probably about a third of that.
A third the size. Good guess. Diana, what'd you say?
Well, I was horribly wrong, and my father's actually a lieutenant in the San Francisco Fire Department. I just guessed 777 because 7s are lucky to me.
Hey, I love 7s. They're my lucky number, too, but I think you're a little off. It's 5,389, the average. Now, Hal and Brenda, your brother and sister.
Yes.
How long have you been brother and sister? Have you ever heard a guy on a game show say that he's thinking marriage? He says, well, how long? You know, the mind slips into other... No, it's nice to have you. You have kids, do you?
Yes, I do. I have 2 beautiful little girls, 11 and 8, Tiffany and Nicole.
Are you a married woman, Brenda?
No.
Well, we'll find you somebody. Don't worry. Hal, how many gallons we got in the truck?
Well, I said 1,000, figuring the tank and the weight of the truck and everything else, so about 1,000 gallons.
All right, we'll see what happens here. Brenda, were you with him or against him?
Against him, of course. I said 15,000.
Whoa! You're a brother and sister who've known each other all their lives, and boy, well, you know, the average came out rather reasonably, 8,000 gallons. Mohammed and John are brothers who just graduated from UCLA. What do you do next, guys?
Just getting ready to go to law school next year.
Okay, good luck to both of you. Mohammed, what's your guess on gallons?
I said 1,500.
And you, John?
Well, I was a little off. I put 150 gallons.
Oh, John, you're not just a little off. You're way off. Congratulations on your graduation, but better luck in law school. All right, 825 was your guess. Let's see. The ladies had 5,389. Hal and Brenda had 8,000, followed by 825. The team that comes the closest to the actual number wins $100. The runner-up receives $75. The answers are all in. Let's check and see which team has come the closest to the actual number of gallons. And may I have the answer from outside somewhere? Our proctor is standing by. And the answer is 400 gallons. 400. And Mohammed and John come the closest. Believe it or not, Karen and Diana are second closest. You were way off, but second closest. Better yet. All right, to recap, Mohammed and John, you're out in the lead with $100. $75 for Karen and Diana. Hal and Brenda, you had to do a little catching up, and you'll have an opportunity to do so. Now, remember, the first team that hits the number right on the nose will hear this sound, and when that happens, we have a very, very special prize. Burton?
It's the Yamaha Wave Runner 3, the best-selling 3-passenger watercraft. Quality and reliability add up to fun for everybody. Nothing else is a Wave Runner. Yamaha, all compliments of It
team takes home their money, and we'll have a chance to play our Brain Series at finale where they could win the grand prize. Now, our next guest surely could bring a tear to Rumpelstiltskin's eyes. She's mastered the age-old art of spinning wool. Please say hello to Elisa Leonard. Elisa, it's truly an age-old art. Now, you told me you made this sweater out of what?
Out of all my sheep.
You raise sheep?
All my sheep,
And then you spin the wool?
I spin the wool, all different colors, all natural colors.
This art goes back for thousands and thousands of years. Could you give me a little demonstration for a second here? Fascinating. And it comes off, that little mess of what appears to be nothing turns itself into yarn. And this is the premise for our next question here. Couples, I want you to predict how many inches of wool Elisa will spin on her wheel during the commercial break. Now, our proctors are going to stand by. They've got a counter there, and they'll be working, and they'll be doing it as soon as you're ready. Have you got a jam? You all right? It is not a perfect art. What'd you do? What'd you put, a little piece of tape on it? Oh, it's marked. That's the starting mark. All right, we ready? And, if you will, go. All right. Couples, separate. Write down your answers as Elisa continues to spin the wool. We'll take a little break and watch her do it. Welcome back to Take Two. Now, Elisa, you can stop spinning now. That's been about 2.5 minutes you've been spinning there while we've been away. Now, let's see which of our couples' predictions is closest to the actual number of inches of wool Elisa spun on her wheel. Remember, this answer is worth $200, $100 to the runner-up. Karen, what'd you think? How was her spinning?
I thought she did about 300 inches, and I tried to do the math, but I just couldn't quite come up with the right numbers because it was so fast.
You and I are together. Math is not my strong suit. Diana, what did you say?
Well, I had a slight problem because it was spinning around and around. I got hypnotized, and I think my eyes rolled in the back of my head about 7 times. So 7 times 100, 700 inches. 700
inches. The average is 500. All right, let's see. Hal, you know all about this stuff. How many inches did she spin?
Well, I forgot what I wrote down, but I think
wrote down 850.
850. I didn't want to come on the wrong side of the sheep.
Brenda, what did you say?
I said 400.
400?
400 inches because I just thought it was a good number.
All right, 625 is the average. Very close here. And Mohammed, what did you say?
I said 360 inches. I thought she was doing it a couple of inches per second, and I was thinking a 30-second commercial, a little bit longer than that. So.
All right, John, what was your guess?
Well, I thought she was going to keep spinning until the end of the show, so I thought, that she would spin 6,800.
I'm sorry about that. Going in, I said during the commercial break. Sorry about that. The average is 3,000. Who knows? You may be lucky. 3,580. I didn't review the score before, so let me do that because it's going to change now. Karen and Diana, you have $75. Hal and Brenda, a zip. And Mohammed and John, 100. Hal and Brenda, this could all change. Could change the whole scheme of things. Let's find out who's the closest. The number of inches is 244. The winners are Karen and Diana. Thank you, Elisa, very, very much. Hal and Brenda pick up some money along the way, 200 and 100 in respective. So the race is tightening up. We have 2 people at $100 and 1 out in front. And we'll see what happens in a second. Good luck so far. Now, our next guest is a very familiar face to people who love game shows. She spent, I think a couple of years standing next to Alex Trebek, rolling the dice on high rollers. And for the longest time, she's been Joyce on the primetime hit Roseanne. This is Miss Ruta Lee, multi-talented lady.
I always did this with Alex.
A little cheeky.
A little kick up of the foot.
What is this thing you're doing in Texas? You're not a Texan.
Well, I am now. I actually have a home in Fort Worth, Texas. And I'm doing a pre-Broadway tryout of a new musical that I'm praying for, and it's called Grossingers, The Last Resort. And everybody in New York or back east knows that Grossingers was the kicking off place for so many of our American stars because they either worked as waiters and became stars, or they became comics and they tried out their acts there. My friend Debbie Reynolds was married there.
You have done everything. I want to take you back to the old days of rolling dice.
Oh, yes.
You have not done this in a long time. Give me a practice roll once. Let me see if you've
I'll give you
got
a practice roll.
Here you go.
Remember, Ruta Lee has the biggest pair of what?
Dice. There you go, couples. Your question is, how many 7s is she going to roll? How many 11s will she roll? How many 7s and 11s will Ruta roll during the rest of the show? Go now. Start the counter later on in the show. I'll be asking you to write down your answers. Our proctor's ready to go, and they've got the counter rolling right now. She's rolling the dice, so we'll take a little break. 7s and 11s. How many? She is still rocking and rolling. Welcome back to It Takes Two. And before we go any further, let's check in again on Ruta and see how she's doing with the dice. Looking for 7s and 11s.
Come on.
There she goes. All right, let's recap here. Karen and Diana, you have $275 so far. The other teams are tied at 100 apiece. That means there's going to be a little catching up and maybe moving ahead at this point. And you know, when you hear the words heavy metal these days, a lot of people say, oh boy, that's what the kid's playing up in his bedroom on a Sunday morning. When our next guest hears the words heavy metal, it means it's time to get dressed slowly and carefully. And couples, that leads me to your question here. First of all, let's say hello to this young man who is really into heavy metal. And, oh, it's looking good. Our man in the armor suit is a fellow who can call him anything, but don't call him Rusty. Actually, his name is Gregory Hopla, and questions are up on deck right now for you couples. The question is, in minutes, how long did it take Gregory to get into his suit of armor? How long did it take him to get into that? In minutes. Separate. Write down your answers. Remember, the team that's closest will win $300. The runner-up will get half of that amount. And that is a heavy-duty thing. Gregory, are you mic'd up? Can I hear you through all
sir.
Oh, yes. You sound like you're inside a tin can. Where do you do this? I mean, are you on display somewhere? Do you go to parties? Or what?
Oh, no, true night at medieval times.
Medieval times. How lovely. This is very interesting. Is this an exact copy of what they used to wear?
Pretty much.
Okay, hold on. Karen and Diana, how long do you think it took them to get into that?
I think it must have taken around 22 minutes because I get dressed real quickly, and getting into something like that would take forever.
That's major. Diana, what'd you say?
Well, it takes me about half hour to get dressed, and I'm a girl, and that's a boy, so they don't take quite as long. I also said 22 minutes.
Look at this, right on the button. They agreed, so it's an average course of 22 minutes. Hal and Brenda, how long?
Well, I said 12 minutes. It only takes me a couple minutes to get dressed, and it doesn't look like he's full armor.
I would disagree with you, but we'll see. Brenda, did you go with him?
I said 10 minutes because he's in between shows, so he's got to be really quick.
Oh, man alive, are you optimistic? 11 minutes to get into that thing? Mohammed, what'd you say?
I went up pretty high. It's a pretty elaborate costume, so I said 110 minutes.
Yeah, I'm with you. That looks like a big job. John?
Well, I thought it wasn't that much, but I did think it would take a considerable time to do it, so I put 30 minutes.
Let's see what the average is then. You said 70 minutes. Reviewing, Karen and Diana 22, Hal and Brenda 11, and 70 minutes on the end. The actual answer as to how long he took, I'm always surprised. I should look at these ahead of time if I ever could. Then, you know how long it took him to get into that suit of armor? 15 minutes. Right there, 15 minutes. Hal and Brenda, congratulations. You pick up $300 and the lead. The second place money of $150. I said had the lead. See what the second place money did for you, ladies. Karen and Diana have the lead at $425, $400, and $100 respectively. The race continues. And couple, here is your second question regarding the armor. This time for $400 to the winner, $200 to the runner-up. Now, in the Middle Ages, a crane used to be used to lift this fella up on a horse. Now, keeping that in mind, here's the question. Gregory's up on the scale. How much does the man and the armor weigh? How much does the man and the armor weigh? Couples separate. Write down your answers. And as soon as we got it, keep in mind you got the guy inside and his armor outside. What do you think they weigh together? Karen, have you got your answer? Slip it in the sign box there. You got
I've got it in here.
Okay.
Well, that armor looks awfully heavy, and I figure it's probably about 100 pounds. Add that to his weight, and I came up with 285.
285. All right, Diana, what do you say?
Well, I can't see him that well, but he looks like a pretty buff guy, so it's about 200 pounds.
Okay,
and
200,
armor's
and the
heavy, and so 395.
395, and the average is 340. Hal, what'd you say?
Oh, I figure because the way he has to move and everything, it can't be that heavy. I'm figuring about 245.
All right, Brenda, what'd you say?
I said 185.
185, and the average is 245, and 185 is 215. 340, 215. Mohammed, what'd you say?
I said 235.
235. John?
For 210.
210. The average is 223. Reviewing 340, 215, and 223. All very close. And Brian, I've got a, where's the question here? The man in the armor. Time to put him in the armor. Anybody got an answer for me? Oh, there it is. He's on the scale. Thank goodness. All right, it weighs 295. All right, congratulations to Karen and Diana. You picked up $400. Mohammed and John picked up $200. The ladies are in front, and we'll give you all a thank you, Gregory Hopla of Medieval Times. We appreciate your patience. That's a tough job. When we come back, we'll find out who wins our game and who goes to the big brain teaser contest, and we'll check in with Ruta. She's still rolling, still pulling up those 7-Elevens. Right back.
It takes two.
Welcome back to It Takes Two, and it's time now to find out how many 7s and 11s Ruta Lee was able to roll. She has been rolling and rolling. Ruta, I'll be with you in a second. Keep going. Don't stop. I just want to review this score here. Karen and Diana, do you realize if you win second place money, you could win? It's a race this time. Hal and Brenda, you can win easily if you win first place, and obviously, Mohammed and John, if you win first place money, you're in great shape. Let's see what we have here. How many times now? Ruta, one more roll for good luck. That's it. Stop right now. Teams, separate. Write down the number of 7s and 11s that Ruta rolled. She was rolling for 15 minutes. The team that comes the closest to the correct answer wins $1,000, and the game possibly, though, Karen and Diana can win it by getting second place money. Get the numbers in there. All right, Karen, you're first on deck. I can't wait. All right, what'd you say?
90.
97s and 11s. Diana, what was your guess?
I said 39.
All right, let's average them up and see what happens. 65. Keep in mind that that could be a winning number for them. Hal and Brenda, what do you say?
I said 26, figuring the odds are 35 to 1.
That's a long shot. Let's see what happened with Brenda. What'd you say?
I said 15 because I'm a Vegas girl and I know the odds.
You are truly the pessimist. 21's the average. Mohammed, how many 7s and 11s did the lady roll?
I said 95.
95. John, what do you say?
I said 40.
All right, let's average them up here, and then quickly let me review. You said 68. Two of you are very close. Now, this is very interesting. Karen and Diana with 65. If you win the $500 second money, you'll have the high score and win the bonus. Hal and Brenda, or at least the chance that the brain teas are around. Hal and Brenda, you've got 21, $400. You've got to win the big money in order to win this. Mohammed and John, you have 68 as your average. The big money is your answer, too, so you want to win that $1,000. Ruta, may I see what the answer is, please?
Oh, Diana.
Oh, she got it. There you go. 61 is it. It's a runaway. They took it. Thanks. Ruta Lee, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. All right. Congratulations, ladies. You did it. Let's go to the brain teaser bonus round. That's a tongue twister for you. They've already been given a hint as to what's to come. Now all they have to do is come close to the correct answer. As a matter of fact, within about 20%, and they could win this. Burton?
It's a trip to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Enjoy America's spectacular Southwest for a week-long vacation at the Radisson Hotel Santa Fe. Escape to a city famous for great shopping, beautiful scenery, captivating art, and fascinating history. The Radisson Hotel Santa Fe. And It Takes Two travel arrangements provided by America West and Travel Savers, the nation's leading chain of independent travel agencies. Over 2,000 locations nationwide. Travel Savers, 800-726-SAVE. All compliments of It Takes Two.
All right. Karen and Diana, this is a biggie. Now, you remember when the fire truck was out there spraying the hose around and all of that? I hope you looked at that very carefully. Now, based on that observation, here is your brain teaser question. You had a lot of hose out there. How many feet of fire hose are on that fire truck? How many feet of fire hose? And you can verbalize it. You don't have to write it down. Karen, what do you think?
How many? Maybe 200?
200 feet. It's a nice guess. Diana, what do you say?
I'm going to guess 265.
265. Your average is 200. 233. 233. You know what? I think maybe you're both on the low side. I'm not sure. I'm going to see. Can I get that answer card here, Kevin? How many feet? If your answer's between the numbers on the screen, you win the prize. Oh, I'm sorry, ladies. It's 2,000 feet of hose on that. It was a minor error. You never know, but I tell you what.
2,000.
You meant to say 2,000? Yeah, but you had, that was that extra zero. Oh, better you saying that than I, my dear. I'm glad you're friends. Kevin, thank you ever so much. We appreciate your help. Nice to have you with us. Ladies, don't be discouraged. You won a ton of stuff. Tell them about it, Burton.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations to Karen and Diana, who've won $1,825 and Broy Hill's beautiful settee. A welcome change in seating with a designer look. Great furniture from Broy Hill any way you look at it. And an ensemble of Harris lamps with antique astrolabe design with brass finished accents and hand-decorated shades. Great lighting from Harris lamps. All compliments of It Takes Two.
Hey, remember, it takes all of you to play It Takes Two. Thank you so much. We'll see you the next time. For now, Dick Clark. Go on.
Some of today's contestants on It Takes Two will receive Silas Fine Twist-made kitchen accessories for all year-round cooking indoors or out. Enjoy the high performance of superior quality products from Silas. And the Wallace Royal English silver-plated wine cooler. An elegant addition to any table to entertain and impress. From Wallace Silversmiths. All compliments of It Takes Two. Dick Clark wardrobe furnished by Bert Pulitzer Collector's Edition.